I've got something special for you today, and what I'm going to be discussing is why most busy professionals get this thing wrong when it comes to fat loss. There's a particular thing that doesn't allow them to see results. If you're busy, you don't have time. This is one thing that can really set you back. You may be training, you may be trying, going through spurts where you're staying consistent in the gym, but you just lose hope because you're just not seeing the differences in your body. You're just not seeing the adjustment. You're just not seeing your body shape, tone, sculpt the way that you want to. And in this video, I am going to discuss exactly why that is, what the problem is, why most busy professionals get stuck, why they get frustrated, why they get annoyed and don't see the results they want to and fall off that fat loss journey, and what to do instead and what the actual solution is. Because I've worked with hundreds of clients, busy professionals who haven't seen progress, and I've allowed them to reverse that from frustration to having clarity, to having control, and looking forward and excited to their fitness and their fat loss journey, okay? So I'm gonna go through it in this video. The first thing is, like I said, most busy professionals, most of them get this one thing wrong. They get this one thing really wrong, and this stops them from, achieving their fat loss goals, okay? So this is the biggest problem. So even those who are training, they're not seeing differences. You may be going to the gym, you're making an effort, you're seeing the workouts from your favorite influencer online, and you're just not seeing the progress, you're just not seeing the differences. Your body isn't changing the way that some of their results are, some of the other results you're seeing online. And it comes down to one thing that they never fix. This one thing that I'm going to discuss in this video is a problem why they never fix it, and a lot of issues come from it. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the problem first. So this is the issue. You may have come across this. This is a thing that you're struggling with at the moment, and I'm going to break it down for you. So what is the problem, the main problem? The first thing that I see a lot of time is random meal time. When it comes to nutrition, meal timings are random. Sometimes it's at 1 p.m, sometimes it's at 10 a.m, sometimes it's at 9 a.m, sometimes it's 6 a.m. before work. It does vary. Evening meals could last as long as 10 p.m, sometimes it's 6 p.m, sometimes it's 5 p.m. There's no structure, there's no rhythm, and meals change every day due to that. There's no set patterns, right? What this leads to is afternoon crashes and energy. I hear it so many times when the afternoon comes, just after lunchtime, tired, you're in a nap, you just feel lethargic, you feel fatigued. And it's because meals aren't consistent. And what they do is they spike your energy levels, and they're unpredictable. Your body doesn't know what's going to come and happen next, right? The other thing that comes as byproduct of this is snacking, overeating, just snacking whatever's next to you because you just want that glucose, you just want that energy to make you feel better, and just want to feel better because you're just not feeding yourself, you're just feeling lethargic, feeling tired. So that leads you to overeating, having more foods, and just snacking, grazing foods throughout the day. And it leads to unstructured mornings, it leads to random eating habits and random windows. And the outcome of this is frustration with no changes to your body. You're trying, you're going to the gym, like I said, you're doing the things, but you're implementing the stuff that should work, but it's just frustrating because it doesn't, and you're doing the research, you're looking online to find the reasons why, but nothing is coming up as a byproduct of that. So what is the solution? What can we do? Before we get into it, I'm just going to tell you the consistent pattern that appear, which causes fat loss to stall. There's a consistent pattern that comes up, and this is the reason why fat loss stalls. There is no eating consistency or rhythm. There's no set routine, there's no set structure, which is linking to what we were mentioning. Hunger and energy fluctuate because meals are not structured. You do not have set patterns. So your energy levels fluctuates, you're up, you're down. You're just feeling, you're going with the wind. However you feel is dictated by your meals and your hunger. And there's no daily system to follow. You're not following a system daily that will help you out and that will get you those results. So this is what's worked for my clients, and this right here is what I've used to great success to see some great results. I call it the golden window framework. So in simple, it's a simple structure that you can use for predictable eating windows to predict fat loss, and to go past those frustration points and start seeing some results if you implement and follow these windows. So this is how it works. This is going to give you the foods you should eat, the timing you should eat to see the best results, and what to eat within those timings. So let's go to the setup. The first window I like to call window number 1, really simple, and this is the morning fuel, okay? So this is typically between 7 to 11 a.m. So from doing my research, from working with hundreds of clients that are busy professionals, that don't have much time, what are the main things they struggle with, what's the main windows they eat, I've collected a lot of data to get this right and figure it out. And most of the time it comes down to this first meal. This is before work, on the way to work, once you get to work, during that window. This is usually the first point of contact, and this is between 7 to 11 a.m. And it's really important that you get your first meal within this window, and the reasons being is because it's going to stabilize your body, it's going to set that first pattern for the day, that you get food on board, that your body's adjusted and it's used to the system of the day. And I'm going to discuss what sorts of food obviously to have as well. And this is just going to start the day, like I said, with stability. And the main thing you want to look for in this first window is high protein. That is the first and the most utmost thing that you want to look at, is high protein. You want to start with 30 to 40 grams. I'll give you an idea of what that looks like, but 30 to 40 grams with your first meal. I have found with clients, this is the sweet spot. For myself and for my clients, this is the sweet spot that really gets you results. Reasons and things that it will help you with, it will help you to control your cravings. First thing is, what's going to do is going to help you control your cravings. Reason being is because protein is the most satiating macronutrient. It's going to help you feel fuller for longer, and it's packed full of nutrients. It's going to boost your energy because, again, protein has a lot of nutrients in it. It is also going to give you energy in terms of a boost in the morning. It's also going to set your appetite rhythm. Now your body is accustomed, it's ready, food is on board now, and it's ready to tackle and start the day, and it's going to stop hunger crashes. A lot of the time what people do is they'll skip this first window and then they'll just go into the second window, and what will happen is they'll be over hungry because they have not been able to split their meal successfully, and also they're not able to get the macronutrients into their body so they can start to shape and build their body. So typical meals, to keep it really simple, or foods, is eggs. Eggs is perfect for this. It's a great first meal of the day to have because it's high in protein, it is low in calories, it's full of nutrients, you've also got healthy fats in there. So this is a great base meal to have it. If you can boil the eggs, that's even better because it keeps it lower calories, but this is typically egg-based meal will work. Also, yogurt is great for this. It is high in protein again. You can have it with some fruits such as blueberries that are antioxidant as well. They're sweet, they can give you great satisfaction, and they're not going to spike your levels too much. They're not going to adjust or change your mood too much. So something based on these two, just as examples, there's others that come into this such as avocados, other options, healthy fats, but these two are great meal options to have within this first window. So between that 7 and 11 a.m. window, just looking at something that is based with eggs or yogurt that's high in protein is going to set you up nicely for the day. The second window is the midday stability. So window number 2, I like to call it midday stability. What you are looking for your meals in that second window is to give you stability to carry on from the breakfast, to give you the nutrients, the energy to sustain the rest of the day. This is really important because this is where most people have the crashes. This is where most people give into cravings or just feel hungry and really struggle. So this is just really important to stabilize your body, and it's between the window of 1 to 3 p.m. So it's that early afternoon on towards the late afternoon. So 1 to 3 p.m. is when you should next have your meal. And it's really important with these points that each window that you should be having a meal, you should be fueling your body. So once it gets to the next window, you don't obviously lose that progress. And it's really important, like I said, to maintain your energy and to control hunger. Really important to control that hunger. Like I said, traditionally from working with hundreds of these professionals, what I find is that controlling that hunger during this window is the toughest point. So having the right meals and eating within this window will really support you with that. And what it's going to do is prevent afternoon crashes. It's also going to help you control snacking or hunger. If you're around the office or if you're even working from home, you're going to find yourself just snacking, even more hungry. So this helps with it. It's going to also keep satiety, to keep you fuller, and it's also going to keep your calories consistent. So it's not up and down on certain days. Looks delicious, doesn't it? Some great meals are prawns, easy to cook, easy to have on the go, prawn-based meal. And then you've also got something that looks like grilled chicken, and then just having like salad, for example, that's light. It's going to keep you feeling light. It's also going to give you those nutrients as a byproduct of it, so you can get going. So really simple. Prawns-based meal or a grilled chicken salad, something based on their high protein, and then something really light to carry over with some healthy fats would be amazing. The final window that I like to call window number 3, which is the evening satisfaction. The evening, you're back now from potentially a stressful day at work. What you want to do is just make sure that you set yourself up for the day, set yourself up to finish off the day successfully and set yourself up for the next day. As I put here, it finishes the day satisfied and sets you up for the next day. Really important because the way you set yourself up for the next day is going to carry over and it's going to show the results that you get into that day once you go forwards into those 3 windows that we mentioned. So it's really important that this meal hits a few things. It's going to really help you hit the remaining calories as well, keeping you in that calorie deficit. So you can see fat loss is going to also help you complete the day satisfied, so it doesn't lead to cravings, and as I put here, leads to late night bursts. Perfect timing window I put for this is 5 to 8 p.m. So anywhere within this window, you want to have that 3rd meal of the day to finish off the day. And yeah, that's a perfect timing from there. You don't want to be eating too late just when you go to bed, so you're not feeling too sluggish or doesn't really affect your sleep. So between 5 to 8 p.m. is a great point to eat. If you do finish late or anything like that, you do just try to have something on the go. I'm going to show you some meals just before that. So you've got some salmon and potatoes and veggies. This is a great meal, high in protein as well. Fish is a great option. Omega-3 is part of that as well, your fatty fishes. And then you've also got potatoes, which is again, a really good source of nutrients that can help you. And then you also got veggies, which is your greens, great for volume. And then a meat-based dish. So I've put mincemeat here, but anything meat-based can help you. Beef-based could be delicious, full of flavor. And then also, like I said, meat that satisfying need at the end of the day. And there you have it. Those are the golden windows that I've created. So most of my clients have used this to great effect. They've hit those windows, those timings for their meals, window 1, window 2, and then window 3. And those are the various timing. If you eat within these windows, it's going to help you to see those fat loss goals. Now, what I want to touch on is why the golden windows work so well, why it works so successfully, why it's worked for my clients, why it's worked for myself and hundreds of busy professionals to get to where they want to. The first point I want to bring to your attention is predictable hunger points. So you can successfully predict, and I've used it for you, so it's already done it, is the points when hunger is most likely to strike, so you are prepared. And for fat loss, the most important windows when you should be eating to support with those hunger points and also fuel yourself so you don't go overboard. Protein distribution is even. You're evenly having protein throughout the day so your body can digest it better and your body is just going to react better. It's going to support you with mindless snacking. If you are following a system and you have certain times, then you are going to avoid mindless snacking because you're able to get the nutrients on board and you're following the system. And then one of the most arguably best reasons is, and that support people's energy is stabilized. So you've got stabilized energy throughout the day because your food is directly linked to that. You're not feeling sluggish because you're consistently following this window. And most importantly, more than anything, you have control. You are in control of your meals, not your body's control of you when you eat. So you have control. So I just want to show you a point that I case study for my client. Before and then after what happened. So before she was using this method, calories all over the place. I said she's a busy professional, she's working. Calories were all over the place. She didn't have a real structure. As you can see from our macronutrient report when we started, you can see that she was eating inconsistently. So you can see we've set a deficit on this window to help with our fat loss goals. And you can see what we found is calories were over, and they were inconsistent. Look, sometimes they're lower, sometimes they're higher, and that just that you're not able to create a repeatable pattern like that. There's nothing that can stay structured. You can also see the actual meals, so random meal timings, which led to like random meals. You can see on here, like watermelon in the morning, peanut butter, which is high in protein, but one slice is just really randomly put together, some cooked pasta, fish fingers, which is like your battered fishes. You've also got the eggs in a dinner. It's just, as you can see from here, snacks as well. It's just not structured. There's no rhythm to it. I obviously know this in a bit more detail, so the windows were random. And from following the golden window system, what we'll be able to see is, here we go. Here's the after. So calories follow a set target and fat loss. So thanks to the windows and the system, the golden window systems, and implementing it, what we can see is now that target that we've got, all the calories are lower now. As you can see, on most days they are lower. So you're not seeing these high points and low points where your body's unable to follow a pattern. You're seeing that, and also protein is a lot higher. So we can see protein down here. It is in a higher point than when our client was first going, which is on here. As you can see, protein is a lot lower. The level of protein is a lot lower to where we are now currently, where it's as higher that higher points. Okay, so that's really helped us out. Meals are a lot more structured. So here we have the first window, boiled eggs, as we've mentioned. For lunch, we're having beef, carrots, veggies. Look, a lot more of a pattern. Dinner, chicken breast, and then as we've got here, some, mushroom sauce. And then we've got one protein shake we can have. So you can see a lot more strategic, a lot more structured from using the golden window method. And obviously what that leads to is your body can finally respond. So instead of following these random patterns of when you're eating, your body can now finally respond and allow you to see results. And what is going to be as a byproduct of that is improved body composition. So you're not going to be frustrated anymore now because you're not guessing. You've got a set system. You're eating within those successful windows that I've earmarked. And then what it leads to is getting stronger. You're going to get leaner as a byproduct of that. And once you get leaner, your clothes are going to feel better, and that's going to lead into improved body composition. You're going to feel more confident about your body because you're going to see more sculpt, you see more toned, you're going to see it shape in the way you want to, which will lead to also more activity. You're going to be more healthier because it's going to stop those energy crashes, and your body's going to feel a lot more up to it. So this is what I've seen most busy professionals are struggling with and losing out on. This is as is mentioned, the golden window. It is a golden hack that if you're not implementing, you're not going to see the results you want to. You're going to keep struggling. You're not going to see your body changing because you're not working towards those meal timings. Your meals are not properly set out for you. You don't have structure, and this is why this is the missing link. This is going to support you with it. So if you're training, not seeing results, and you're not seeing the fat come off, this golden window system is going to help you with that exact thing. It's going to allow you to start seeing those results that you want to. Finally, if you DM me on Instagram, I'll have the link below, Golden Window, DM me Golden Window, and I will send you a PDF format of the 3 golden windows, some foods that you can have within that point in a lot more detail, and this will work for you because it's worked for countless of my clients to see the results they want to shed body fat and beat past those plateaus, and finally start to see those results they want to, leading to no more frustration and success, happiness, and more confidence. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, because I've got a lot more content coming up on this, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you got value from that.